Hi, I'm Journey. At 42, I'd spent the last 20 years building a modest but comfortable life for myself and my 19-year-old daughter, Alicia. Between my administrative job at the hospital and weekend catering gigs, I'd managed to put aside a decent emergency fund. Mom, can I borrow your car tonight? Tyler and I want to catch that new movie, Alicia called from her bedroom. I glanced up from my laptop. The same Tyler who forgot to fill up the tank last time? Alicia appeared in the doorway, rolling her eyes. That was one time. He's actually super responsible now. He even got that job at the electronics store. The one he was fired from after 2 weeks? I closed my laptop. Sweetie, I'm not trying to be difficult. I just don't trust him. You don't trust anyone I date, Alicia huffed, flopping onto the couch. What about when you dated that guy who kept forgetting his wallet? Marcus? That was different. How was that different? Alicia challenged, eyebrows raised. For starters, I paid him back every cent he borrowed, I said. And when I realized the pattern, I ended things. Alicia's phone buzzed. Her face brightened. Tyler's here. Please, Mom? Against my better judgment, I handed her my car keys. Tank full when you return. Home by 11. You're the best. She kissed my cheek and headed for the door. Wait, I called. My emergency card is in the glove compartment. Don't touch it unless it's an emergency, she finished. I know, Mom. 3 days later, my phone rang at work. An unfamiliar number. Is this Journey Maxwell? A formal voice asked. Speaking. This is Sandra from Capital One Fraud Detection. We've noticed unusual activity on your card. In the past 48 hours, there have been purchases totaling $12,863. The room tilted. That's impossible. My card is right here in my... I reached for my wallet, flipped to where my emergency card should have been. Empty. The purchases were made at several electronics stores, jewelry shops, and a clothing retailer, Sandra continued. I left work early and found Alicia in the living room. Where's my emergency credit card? I asked, my voice deadly calm. She looked up, confusion crossing her face. What? My emergency card that was in the glove compartment. Her eyes widened before she looked away. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't lie to me, I said. The bank called. Nearly $13,000 in charges. She paled. Mom, My phone rang. My neighbor Beth, whose son worked at the electronics store. Journey, you won't believe what Jason just told me, Beth said. He overheard your daughter at the store Tuesday. She handed some guy your credit card and said, Go ahead, use Grandma's card. She has like $600K on it. Jason tried to stop them, but his manager said it wasn't their problem. I stared at Alicia, feeling something fundamental between us splinter. Thank you, Beth. I hung up. You told Tyler my emergency card belonged to your grandmother? That she had $600,000? Alicia's face crumpled. Mom, I can explain. He just wanted to get some stuff, and I knew you'd never approve. You're right about that, I said, grabbing my keys. I'm going to the police. When I get back, we're having a very different conversation. Detective Rivera leaned forward in his office, pen poised over his notepad. Let me get this straight. Your daughter gave your credit card to her boyfriend, claiming it belonged to her wealthy grandmother? That's correct, I confirmed. I've brought the bank statement showing all the fraudulent charges. And your daughter? She's 19? Yes. He nodded. Old enough to be charged as an accessory. My stomach dropped. I don't necessarily want her arrested. I just want my money back and for Tyler to face consequences. Miss Maxwell, Detective Rivera said, this isn't a simple misunderstanding. We're talking about significant credit card fraud. What are my options? File a formal complaint against Tyler with your daughter as a witness. If she cooperates fully, the DA might consider leniency in her case. My phone rang. It was my sister, Vanessa. What's this about you taking Alicia to the police? She demanded. I'm handling a situation, Vanessa. Alicia called me sobbing. She said you're trying to have Tyler arrested over a few purchases. A few purchases? I repeated. Try $13,000 in fraud. She said it was all a misunderstanding, Vanessa countered. That Tyler thought he had permission? Permission to use a card he believed belonged to an elderly woman with hundreds of thousands of dollars? I asked. That makes it worse, not better. She's young, Journey. Young people make mistakes. This isn't spilling milk, Vanessa. This is theft. He's planning to pay it back. With what money? He can't even hold a job. After hanging up, Detective Rivera asked, "Is there anyone who might corroborate your version of events?" I remembered Beth's call. Yes, my neighbor's son witnessed the whole thing. Later, I sat with Michelle, the bank's fraud specialist. Based on the police report, we should be able to reverse most charges, Michelle explained. But I'm seeing cash advances too. Those will be harder to recover. Cash advances? How much? 3 withdrawals totaling $2,500. Can you tell where they were made? Michelle typed something. 2 from ATMs near the mall and 1 from the casino downtown. The casino? Something clicked. Tyler has a gambling problem. Alicia mentioned it once. That complicates things, Michelle sighed. Gambling money is nearly impossible to recover. What about security footage? Good thinking. With your police report, we should have enough to build a case. When I arrived home, Alicia was sitting with Vanessa at the kitchen table. I can't believe you're doing this, Alicia said, eyes red. Tyler loves me. A $13,000 mistake, I said. Plus the cash advances he took, at the casino no less. Alicia paled. He said he needed that for his mom's medication. He lied, sweetheart. You're just jealous because I have someone who cares about me, she shot back. If he cared about you, he wouldn't have put you in this position, I said firmly. What position? Nothing's going to happen to me? Actually, I said, Detective Rivera says you could be charged as an accessory to fraud. Vanessa gasped. You can't be serious. Unless, I continued, looking at Alicia, you cooperate fully against Tyler. You want me to turn on my boyfriend? Her voice cracked. I want you to do the right thing before this gets worse. Alicia looked between Vanessa and me. What if I talked to him, made him give everything back? It's too late for that, I said. The police are already investigating. Casino? Vanessa asked sharply. Yes, where your niece's boyfriend took my money to gamble, I replied. Still think I'm overreacting? Vanessa's expression hardened. No, I don't. She turned to Alicia. Honey, you need to listen to your mother. This Tyler person used you. He didn't use me. He loves me. I understand perfectly, Vanessa said. I dated men like him when I was your age. Men who always had excuses, always needed just a little more. Here's what's going to happen, I said. Tomorrow we're going back to the police. You're going to tell Detective Rivera everything. Then you're going to call Tyler and arrange to meet him somewhere public. Why? Because the police will be there to arrest him, I said. And you're going to help them do it. The mall food court buzzed with activity. Perfect for our trap. I sat with Detective Rivera and Officer Chen, watching Alicia at a table near the center. She looks ready to bolt, Officer Chen observed. She won't, I said, more confidently than I felt. There he is, Detective Rivera nodded toward Tyler approaching Alicia's table. Wearing expensive-looking new sneakers and a designer jacket I was certain my credit card had paid for. Remember, Officer Chen reminded me. Let them talk. We need him to incriminate himself. Through our earpiece, we could hear their conversation. What's wrong, babe? Tyler asked, frowning. Your text sounded weird. The police came to our house, Alicia said, voice trembling. About my mom's credit card. Tyler's expression didn't change, but he sat back slightly. What about it? They know everything, Tyler. The purchases, the cash withdrawals, the casino. So what? It's not like they can prove anything. They have witnesses. Someone at the electronics store heard me tell you it was my grandmother's card. That was your idea, Tyler hissed, leaning forward. You're the one who said she had all that money. I know, Alicia admitted. But you knew it wasn't really my grandmother's. You knew it was my mom's emergency card. You never said emergency, he scoffed. You said she wouldn't miss it. Because you kept pressuring me. Every time I said no, you threatened to break up with me. Keep it down, Tyler warned, glancing around. Why should I? My mom might go bankrupt because of us. Look, I'm sorry your mom is upset, Tyler said, lowering his voice. But it's not that big a deal. Insurance will cover it. There's no insurance for this, Alicia insisted. And the police said you could go to prison. That got his attention. Prison? For using a credit card you gave me? You stole $13,000? I was going to pay it back, he protested. With what? The money you lost gambling? This is ridiculous, Tyler muttered. Your mom's just being dramatic. She filed fraud charges against you, Alicia said. Against both of us, actually. Against you? Tyler looked alarmed. But you're her daughter. That's how serious this is. Okay, look, I still have most of the stuff I bought. I can give it all back. And the $2,500 you gambled away? I can pay that back eventually, he said dismissively. Eventually isn't good enough, Tyler. What do you want from me, Alicia? I said I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't fix what you did, I said, approaching their table with the officers. Tyler's head snapped up. Mrs. Maxwell, I can explain. Save it, Detective Rivera cut in, showing his badge. Tyler Reeves, we have questions about credit card fraud. This is a setup? Tyler turned to Alicia, his expression morphing to fury. You set me up? You did this to yourself, she replied quietly. Tyler Reeves, Officer Chen began, you have the right to remain silent. Wait, Tyler interrupted. Mrs. Maxwell, please. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. By returning the items you stole? I asked coldly. Yes, everything. The laptop, the clothes, the shoes, and the cash advances? The money you lost gambling? I can work it off, make payments. You can't even keep a job, I pointed out. I'll do better, I swear, he pleaded. Don't do this. Think about Alicia. We love each other. I looked at my daughter. Do you still love him, knowing what he did? Alicia stared at Tyler. No, she said finally. I don't think I do. Tyler's face contorted with rage. You ungrateful little... He lunged across the table, grabbing Alicia's wrist. After everything I did for you... Detective Rivera and Officer Chen quickly restrained him as shoppers gasped. Let go of me! Tyler struggled. This is harassment! I didn't do anything wrong! Assault in front of witnesses, Detective Rivera said calmly. Want to add that to the fraud charges? This isn't over! Tyler shouted as they led him away. You'll regret this, Alicia. Both of you will. Once they'd taken Tyler outside, I sat down with Alicia, who was shaking. You did the right thing, I told her. Did I? She whispered. He's right. I gave him the card. You made a mistake, I agreed. A big one. But you're taking responsibility now. What's going to happen to me? Detective Rivera says with your cooperation, the DA will probably offer a diversion program. Community service, financial literacy classes. And Tyler? That depends on whether he returns everything. But those threats didn't help his case. 3 months later, I sat in the courthouse with Alicia and our attorney, Melanie Porter. The hearing should be straightforward, Melanie explained. Tyler's accepted the plea deal, guilty to fraud with a reduced sentence in exchange for restitution, which we still haven't received, I noted. His parents have agreed to cover it, Melanie reminded us. The check should be processed this week. And Alicia's record? Completing the diversion program means no permanent record. 6 months of community service and financial counseling. Alicia nodded. The counseling has been helpful. I had no idea how credit scores even worked before. Inside the courtroom, Tyler stood with his attorney, shoulders slumped in his county jumpsuit. He'd been held without bail after violating his release conditions by attempting to contact Alicia multiple times. Mr. Reeves, the judge began, you've pled guilty to charges of credit card fraud exceeding $10,000, as well as violating a no-contact order. Do you understand the terms of your plea agreement? Yes, Your Honor, Tyler mumbled. The court accepts your guilty plea, she continued. You are hereby sentenced to 18 months in state prison, with 12 months suspended provided you comply with all probation terms, including full restitution. As we gathered our things, Tyler's parents approached us in the hallway. Mrs. Maxwell, his father began stiffly. We want to apologize for our son's actions. The restitution check has been processed. Thank you, I replied. Alicia, his mother said. Tyler asked us to tell you how sorry he is. He's learned his lesson. With all due respect, I interjected, your son had multiple opportunities to make things right. Instead, he threatened my daughter and violated the court's order. He made mistakes, she admitted. But he's still young. Couldn't you find it in your heart to forgive him? Maybe write to the judge? No, Alicia said firmly. I'm sorry, but no. 6 months in prison could ruin his future, Mr. Reeves pressed. Tyler ruined his own future, Alicia replied, and nearly ruined mine. We're done here, I said, putting an arm around Alicia. Your son is facing the legal consequences of his actions. Outside, we found Vanessa waiting by her car. How'd it go? She asked, hugging Alicia. As expected, I replied. 6 months with credit for time served. His parents tried to guilt us into asking for leniency, Alicia added. We drove to a nearby cafe for lunch. So, Miss Financial Literacy, Vanessa said to Alicia, what's the most surprising thing you've learned? That compound interest is both amazing and terrifying, Alicia replied, depending on which side of it you're on. I keep thinking about what might have happened if Beth's son hadn't overheard us that day. You'd probably still be with Tyler, Vanessa observed, digging the hole deeper. Definitely, Alicia agreed. You know, he texted me last week from someone else's phone. My head snapped up. That violates his probation. Did you report it? Immediately, she confirmed. Detective Rivera said they're adding it to his file. 3 months ago, you might have considered getting back together, Vanessa noted. 3 months ago, I was an idiot, Alicia said flatly. Not an idiot, I corrected. Just young and trusting. There's a difference. I trusted the wrong person, she sighed. And it nearly cost you everything, Mom. But it didn't. We got through it together. Do you think you'll ever fully trust me again? She asked, voice small. Trust isn't binary, all or nothing. It's something we rebuild day by day. The volunteer work has been good, Alicia said. Working with those senior citizens, hearing their stories about financial scams, it puts things in perspective. How so? Vanessa asked. I keep thinking about how I lied about Grandma's money, Alicia explained. What if Tyler had gone after her instead of Mom? That's good perspective, I nodded. Actions have consequences beyond what we initially see. I'm applying for that paralegal program, Alicia said. After working with Melanie, I think I might be good at it. You would be, I agreed. You're thorough when you want to be. Plus, she added with a small smile, I now have first-hand experience with the legal system. Have you ever wondered, Alicia asked thoughtfully, what would have happened if you'd just forgiven Tyler when he first apologized? He would have done it again, I said without hesitation. People like Tyler don't change unless they have to face real consequences. I used to think forgiveness meant letting people off the hook, Alicia mused. Now I understand it's more complicated. Much more, Vanessa agreed. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do for someone is hold them accountable. Even when it's hard? Alicia asked. Especially then, I replied. That's what real love looks like sometimes. As we finished our meal, I watched my daughter, still young but somehow older in the ways that mattered. Some lessons can only be learned through consequence, through facing the truth of our actions head on. What do you think, readers? Have you ever had to choose between forgiving someone and holding them accountable? Which path did you take? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more real-life stories of consequence and growth.